Good afternoon, Sanbonani. Greetings. We greet you all. Of course, you know you are watching Esther for such a time as this. Sbongile Mbatha, intombi yagomshandu, intombi yagomthiya, usontikazi. You all know that we are celebrating September month, a heritage month. Of course, ngiyabona nje nani ukuthi namhlanje intombi yomswati. Please tell your friends, which we are live from GNF TV channel on YouTube and GNF Ministries page on Facebook. Uyazi ngisenza kanjani ka Esther, you tell your friends, nabo batshela abangani bawo, nababo batshela abangani babo. Esther show is live now. We all know that we are celebrating September. We call it a month of giving birth, a month of new beginnings. But before I go on and on, let me take this opportunity and welcome a powerhouse. You know, Esther, we bring you powerhouses. And today I'm very excited, viewers at home, because I've got a powerhouse, Mr. Poloko. How are you, sir?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
Lovely. Thank you for having me here.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Finally, you are here.
Finally. You've told me about this, and I heard about it, but just never got to come here. But I'm happy to be here.
We're very excited. We are very excited. Please greet our viewers at home.
Hi there, Poloko Mmakgolane here. It is good to be here on Esther for such a time as this.
For such a time as this.
Yes. I'm looking forward to a great conversation with you.
We are very excited. I'm very excited.
Yes,
viewers at home, I'm sure you've seen it. If you follow Esther, you've seen him. He was one of our speakers with Esther Foundation on our June Youth Month Motivational School Tour. So you better tell your friends. Tell your friends it was it's happening. As I said, viewers at home, we are live from GNF TV channel on YouTube and GNF Ministries page on Facebook. You share. Yes, Esther, we share and we share. As I just said, viewers at home, we are celebrating a heritage month. We call it a month of giving birth, a month of new beginnings. We said today, our topic for today is push. It's a month of giving birth. Push and give birth to your dreams. But before we dig deep to our topic, I just want to know, who is Mr. Poloko? Because I'm sure on our TV, it's high. Yeah, maybe I don't know. Who is Poloko?
It's nice to not be known. But Poloko Mmakgolane is a young man from Rustenburg, although I've been saying young man for a couple of years now, so I wonder if it's still a young man. But a young man
think you are.
If you say so.
Yeah.
If you say so. Rustenburg, Northwest, I have been speaking for a couple of years now. I've committed my life to just making a difference in people's lives. Gave myself to the area of personal development, and that is what I do full time, and that's what I've given my life to. So that is me in a nutshell. That is me in a nutshell. A lover of people and a lover of God.
You won't be here if you didn't love God. This is Esther's show.
Yes,
this is Esther's show.
Yes.
Viewers at home, you heard that. He said he loves God. He loves to serve people. You ask Esther, we're all about that. We're all about serving God. We are all about sharing knowledge, sharing wisdom. And he's a powerful motivational speaker. I always say to him, he's an international speaker. For me, he's an international speaker because he's just powerful.
Yes, and I'm single too. Tell them that.
Why?
They want to know. They want to get to know me.
I'm sure after today, definitely, you'll get more followers from our TV channel. Definitely. But I want to know, I can't say you decided to be a motivational speaker, but what inspired you to become a motivational speaker?
You know, at a very young age, when I was in high school, to be specific, I got to learn about the power of words. And that's because there was one time when they invited a preacher to our school. So every Thursday we'd have what we called Bible period. They'd break us into small different groups, and then there would be a preacher for each group. They would just share a message from the Bible, and sometimes you had preachers there who just were really wasting our time. And then one day they brought this guy in. I wish I still had contact with him. His name was Kabelo. And phenomenal preacher, just so captivating. And I remember sitting there listening to him speak, and something just shifted on the inside. And I was profoundly impacted by the fact that his words could move me that way. And I just started to imagine myself doing the same thing for someone else. Because I was like, if someone else's words can do this to me, can have such an impact on me, I'd like to do that for someone else. And it was at a time when I wasn't really sure that I could be a speaker. I didn't really know how to do it. I didn't even know that I had the gift. But I just said it would be nice. And then about a year passes by, a year and a half, and all of a sudden I was speaking as well. So I just wanted to do for other people what really impacted my life. I wanted to do the same for other people.
Wow. Interesting, hey? Very interesting. Like as you're saying that, it's the power of the words.
Yes.
Words are very powerful, hey?
Very, very profound. I mean, even at a young age, you realize that there are certain things that were said to you that affected you negatively. And the opposite must be true. If words can really hurt you, then words can also heal you. If
As
words can break you down.
There's power in our tongue. There is power. So words can heal and words can break as well.
Yep.
So viewers at home, I hope you got that. There's power in your tongue, so we must watch whatever that we say. Whatever comes out of our mouth, we must watch, because it's either we build or we destroy or we break. So be careful what comes out of your mouth. Always try and give words that will build, not destroy someone or hurt someone. I like what you just said. There's power in words. Wow.
No, you're going to love a lot of what I say.
Yeah, hey?
I love a lot of what I say. I say a lot of good things.
I know. That's why I've been following you, hey? Today we are talking, of course, month of September. And our topic, viewers at home, let me remind you again, giving birth to your dreams. We're saying push. We are saying push and give birth to your dreams. Let's talk about this pregnant person who is pregnant of dreams. Can we just discuss that? Because there are people who are pregnant of dreams, but they don't know that they are even pregnant. Yeah, as a motivational speaker. Yeah.
You know, I'll put it this way. Everyone, when you talk about pregnancy, we understand the concept of pregnancy is that there is a seed on the inside.
Yes.
And everyone has that seed. That seed looks different for everyone. So it is not just that, you are now pregnant, it's your season. Pretty much everyone who's on planet Earth carries some kind of seed, and it's your responsibility to bring that seed into fruition. Now, a concept that has to be understood when it comes to pregnancy is expectation. I don't know, do you have children?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
So for people who have children, they would understand this. Of course, I don't have a child myself, but being around a pregnant person, you understand that there's one word that can define that season, and it's expectation, right? Expectation. Most people talk about being pregnant with dreams and all of this, but there's no sign of expectation. So a way to really move forward with this and to lay a proper foundation is to understand that there has to be an expectation. If you say that you are pregnant with something, if you say there's something on the inside, it shows an expectation. But what's expectation? Expectation is visible. It's your actions. So for example, a person who's expecting to have a child, we have baby showers for them. We haven't seen the child yet. They haven't held the child yet. But we want to get nappies, and we want to get a room. We want to make sure that we have space. We want to make sure we have the bags. We pack a bag for the day of delivery, even before we get there. We pack a bag to make sure that we are ready for that day. So your expectation really determines, it will tell us whether you are aware that there is something on the inside or not. But most people say that they are, but you don't see them preparing. You don't see the expectation, right? So that expectation is me saying, it's you looking at me and saying to me, you just said that I'm an international speaker. For example, our website is polokoglobal.com. Now, if you ask me, why is it Poloko Global? Which countries are you operating in? Well, right now we're operating in South Africa, but it's only a matter of time until we operate all over the world. I have a vision to operate in every single country of earth. So that's the expectation. Right, that's the expectation, and the expectation is seen in what I do, in my actions.
Your actions.
I'm preparing for it. I'm preparing for Labor Day. Most people are not ready for Labor Day, but they claim to be pregnant
with dreams.
So before we do that, we must be able to say, okay, all of us are pregnant, we get it.
Yes.
Now, how many of us are actually expecting? Most people are not expecting anything.
I love that. So when you are pregnant, there's an expectation. You're expecting a baby.
Yes.
And to show that you are expecting a baby, if I understand you correctly, there must be actions that shows that you are expecting. It's more like going to another season. When we go to another season, let's say it was summer now and then we're going for winter. For us, because we are expecting it, in the next few months, it's going to be winter. So I buy new, warm clothes. I make sure that I've got heaters, I've got gases and all that, because I am expecting that it's going to be cold. So it goes for someone who's pregnant with dreams.
Absolutely. See, expectation is the foundation of faith. Most people talk about faith, and it's very unfortunate that we're never taught about expectation, that aspect of faith. You can't claim that you have faith if you're not expectant. So what then happens is, for example, we've had some floods in South Africa in certain parts where it was very severe, and it's very interesting that there have been times in our country where we had a flood that damaged the infrastructure of the city. At the same time, we had a water shortage.
Yes.
So how do you have a flood that messes everything up and at the same time have a water shortage? So that means that the rain that we've been waiting for, the water that we've been expecting to fill up the dam, it came, but we were not ready. Because the only reason why a city gets flooded is because the infrastructure is not right.
Yes.
Our pipes were clogged up.
Yes.
We were not ready.
Yes.
You understand? So what was supposed to be a blessing ends up destroying everything in its path. And in the same way with people, every single one of us, we always talk about, everyone has their time. Everyone has a time. Everyone has a season when all of a sudden there's this favor on your life, this grace on your life, and it comes in many different ways. And if you were not expectant the entire time, if you were not preparing, it can destroy you. We see it with people when they get money. We see it with people when they get a marriage. You can be married to the most amazing man that you've ever met. And if you are not ready, if you are not expectant, you will mess it up. You will ruin it. You can be blessed with a child. And if you are not ready to be a parent, and when I talk about being ready, I'm talking about you've been equipping yourself for such a time as this. But such a time can come and it can pass, and if you are not ready, it passes you and leaves you just as you were, or even worse than you were. You understand? So even when we talk about this pregnancy, that's very important.
You must be expectant.
You must be expectant, and we must see that you are expectant.
Have faith that, I might not be where I want to be, but one day I'll be an intentional speaker, and show it by actions.
Yes, get a passport. You understand? I speak to people all the time. I really want to get a car, and they don't have a license. No, but I don't have a license because I don't have a car. No, you don't have a car because you don't have a license. You are not expecting to have a car. A person who really wanted a car would be getting their things right so that they can actually start driving.
Wow.
I mean, I remember this when I was 21. I bought my first car when I was 21. I still remember, nice little Kia Picanto. And I remember before I got my car, I used to say I really want a car. If anybody asked me, I'm praying for a car. I'm trusting God to bless me with a car. Because I wasn't really making much money at the time. I'm 21. And I still remember one day as I was praying, a thought came to me, you don't have a license. Never mind a license. I didn't know how to drive at 21. But I kept on saying, if only I had a car, if only I had my own car. How? Who would drive it? I don't have a license. And so part of me praying for a car was me getting a license. Part of my prayer for a car was learning how to drive. Praying for a car was me finding ways that I can make some extra money. That's all part of praying. that it was me sort of arranging my finances in such a way that I can actually afford insurance when I get the car.
Yeah.
All of these things. It's all that visible expectation. Faith without those works is dead, as the Bible says.
It's dead, hey? Viewers at home, I hope you got that. You can't be expecting a baby, but you're not doing some action that shows that you are expecting a baby. I mean, guys, really, I like what you just said now. If you want to be a doctor, study. If you want to be a businessman, show some action, have a business plan. If you want to travel the world, have a passport.
You start there.
You start there.
You start there. You start, researching these countries. You start exposing yourself. And it's all just a part of you praying. That's what prayer is. That's what that expectation is. You have to be expectant.
Wow. Viewers at home, we are still live from GNF TV channel on YouTube and GNF Ministries page on Facebook. Please tell your friends ukuthi ababukele Esther. Please, and share the page. Share page lethu ku Facebook. Share nabangani bakho, create reels, do everything, but just share. We ask Esther, we share knowledge, we share wisdom, we share everything because we are one family. Mr. Poloko. I got it right.
Yes, ma'am. No, you got it.
I got it right. So now, we're saying now, someone must be expectant, must have actions athile. What is okay? We already said that we're all pregnant. But that you don't know that you are pregnant. I've heard women, let me take it in real life.
Yeah.
I've heard women saying, oh, well, I didn't know I was pregnant until I'm like maybe 5 months or 4 months. So how do I know that? I've got this dream that I need to give birth to. Yeah.
It's what we just said. You were born. You were born. That's how you know. You know that you have something on the inside because you were born, because God placed you here on earth. And for most of us, the clues are all around us, right? It's in the things that God has gifted us with.
Yes.
Right? Your gift is often that breadcrumb that leads you to that place of finding out what it is that you've been called to do, because you start to look at your gifts and you wonder to yourself, if God really wanted me to be a receptionist all my life, then why did he give me this amazing gift with numbers? Or why is it that hospitality comes so easy to me? I'm sure there's more that I can do with this, right? So every single one of us has that seed on the inside. So it's not a matter of I didn't know that it was on the inside. It is that it is there and you have to grow in your awareness. Most people never grow in their awareness, and that's because they've allowed a lot of other voices to convince them that there isn't anything on the inside, or that there are certain people who are just chosen. Then of course it helps your mentality to say to yourself that you are chosen, but just because I say I am chosen doesn't mean that you are not chosen, right? Every single one of us, if you were born, you are meant to do something great. If you were born, there's a seed on the inside. There's a seed on the inside. Any thinking person should assume that I can't just be on earth just because. Just because.
There's a purpose.
What are the chances of you being on earth? What are the chances of you being born? What are the chances of you growing to the age that you've grown to? So there has to be something deeper to it. There has to be something more to it. And there's someone, I just forget the author, but there's somebody who said that self-discovery is the greatest discovery. Might have been Miles Monroe, but I speak under correction. Self-discovery is the greatest discovery. So all of us, it's not that we don't have anything and we're trying to get something. No, we all have something and we are on a journey of discovery. We're trying to find out what that thing is. What is that seed? And how do I bring it forward? So you have to do that.
We all have something inside of us to do.
Absolutely.
There is a purpose. As long as you are alive.
Absolutely. And you know what's beautiful?
Yeah.
When you think about it, not so much as pregnancy, but more as a seed. If you think about it as a seed grows when you water it.
Yes.
And the more you water, you just can't help but grow. Something will grow. Something will grow and you'll find out what it is. So even the way that I came to this point where I am now a speaker and I do what I do, it is not because I knew what I wanted to do and then I went ahead and did it. It was because I was watering myself and then something grew and was like, oh, it's that. So most people think that when we talk, even when we talk about purpose, you know, how do I find my purpose? How do I, all you do is you water the seed that's on the inside. How do you water that seed? It's that personal development. It is that working on yourself to nurture yourself as if there's something precious on the inside. And then it begins to grow, and as it grows, then you're like, oh, so that's what's been on the inside the whole entire time. And then a whole new world opens up. But we don't always know from the very beginning. I mean, I'm not a farmer, so I couldn't tell you which seed is which.
Yes.
So if you gave me some seeds, because I'm not a farmer and I don't know seeds, I would have to plant the seeds, water the seeds, wait for them to grow, and then I could tell you what it is. And that's pretty much the same thing as the potential of a human being. Most of us, we have the seed, all we have to do is water the seed, and then one day you can point at the tree and say, oh, so that's what it's been the whole time. And that day comes in a year, in 2 years, and 5 years, it doesn't matter. The point is you have to be watering yourself. You're watching people like yourself, watching programs such as Esther, where you are constantly being watered, watering your soul, your spirit, yourself, you know, and eventually it grows.
Developing yourself.
Absolutely.
Developing yourself. Then something will come out. You'll eventually see, maybe I'm a singer.
Absolutely.
Maybe I have a gift of singing, because you are constantly developing yourself.
Absolutely. And there's a mentor of mine who really helped me out with that when I was 19 years old and trying to figure things out. I didn't know what it is that I do. And what she said to me was, do everything to the best of your ability. So whatever your hands find to do, do it well.
Give it your best. Whatever opportunity, find.
It doesn't matter what it is. One day you'll touch something and you'll feel like you are home.
Wow.
One day you'll just do something and it'll feel like you are always meant to be doing this, right? But you don't find that out by not doing anything. You don't find that out by just sitting and saying, I really wonder what it is.
I don't know, what am I supposed to do? I don't know what's my
purpose.
I don't know how to do it. Because
that's not going to work. You know, you have to be doing something. I mean, for me, I came into it when I was at a church. You know, when I was 19, I took a gap year and then I served at church for that gap year.
Yeah.
I'm talking Monday to Friday, just doing stuff, you know, doing stuff around the church. And that's where this mentor told me, listen, just learn everything around the church. Learn how to do media, learn how to work the soundboard, learn how to arrange things, learn how to do the programs, learn everything that you can. And then something eventually just jumps at you. And you're like, okay, this is the thing I do better than everything that I've done so far.
And you'll feel it.
You'll feel it.
You'll just know.
You will know. Absolutely.
I like what he said, viewers at home. Whatever opportunity that comes your way, grab it. Grab it. You'll never know. You will never know. If it's time to serve a church, serve. Be in media, be in worship team, but serve. Eventually you will know what you're good at, and you will know what seed that is inside of, and you try and activate it. Develop yourself. Don't just sit around and say, oh, I mean, I don't know how to sing, I don't know how to do that. You'll never know until you try.
Absolutely.
You'll never know.
As a matter of fact, we even give that advice to people who are looking for jobs. Right? When someone is looking for a job, we tell them, go and volunteer. No, unemployment, there's no work. Go and volunteer. They said they're not hiring. Yep, tell them I don't want money. I just want to work. I want to work. Because work is a natural law. It's a universal law.
Yes. You
work and there is a labor for your, I mean, there is a wage for your labor.
For your labor, yes.
And you cannot, that sometimes it'll come through a pay slip, sometimes it'll come through someone blessing you, it'll come in many different ways, but you don't run into those opportunities sitting at home. So even for somebody who's unemployed, and I understand that's sensitive,
yes.
I understand it can be difficult, but even when I don't have a job, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna say, here are my hands, what can I do?
What can I do?
Absolutely.
And then that seed will be activated.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, I think we've mentioned a characteristics of a labor room because we're talking labor. It's expectation. Let me just share something that I think it's also a characteristics. It's a life and death. You know, when you are, my mom always says that when you go for labor, you must know that you are between life and death. Because it's either you'll give life to someone or because you're not pushing. The doctors will tell you in the labor room that you must push so that you give life. So same as our dreams. It's between life and death. If you're not pushing, your dream will die. If you push, you'll activate your dreams. So
absolutely.
What could be other characteristics?
It's, you know, when you talk about the labor room, it's having all the tools necessary for the delivery. Because I can tell you right now, I'm so glad that that's not the case. But if you were expecting a child and then you went into labor now while you were with me alone, I don't know what your chances are. To be honest with you, I don't know what the chances are of that baby making it because you have me. I'm a speaker. I don't know. I don't like blood. I don't, you know. And you could find yourself in labor, surrounded by the wrong person with the wrong tools. So it's all of the right tools. And this is part of growth, right? So when we grow, what we do is we are constantly equipping ourselves for that Labor Day.
Yes.
When Labor Day comes, you have all the tools available to you. So what I mean by that is I could get an opportunity with the United Nations, whatever. And when I get that opportunity, I've been working on myself as a speaker. I've been working on myself as a leader. I've been working on myself. I've been gathering all of these tools that I'm going to need. So the question is, do you have all the tools that you would need on Labor Day? You know, here's another example. I once had an opportunity come to me, which was quite an exciting opportunity. And all they needed from me was just some papers. I didn't have those papers. And I remember this lady said, it's quite urgent. We'll get in touch if there's anything else in the future. We're gonna have to get someone else. You understand what I'm saying? So here is a massive opportunity and you are not ready.
Not ready.
You are not ready for it. So that for me is one of the characteristics of a labor room. When you look around, do you see all the tools that would be needed should you go into labor right now? Do you see everything that's going to be needed? Do you see the right people, first of all, who are skilled and who are capable of helping you and supporting you? Do you have the staff? I don't know what they use to cut them, you know,
they use,
but do you have the right tools for yourself? You know, and if you don't have the right tools, you just might miss an opportunity. And like you are saying, that being stuck between life and death, you could see a dream die right before you because you did not have the right equipment. You did not have the right tools to to give it life. So it's that. It's looking around you and saying, do I have everything I need? And all of that is, you don't get those tools the day that it's time to make your dream a reality. That's not when you get them when days are dark. You get them during those tough times when you are still unemployed and when you are still hustling and catching taxis, trying to make things happen, having to walk kilometers to go to that, and the failures and the struggles. That's when you are getting those equipments. That's when you're getting all these things that you're gonna need. Because every time I fail, I realize, oh, I failed because I didn't have this. Let me get this so that I don't fail because of it next time. So there's all of these things. And then you just make your decision that moving forward, this is what I'm gonna need. That's what I'm gonna need. And should I get those labor pains, I'm ready.
Wow. It goes back to what you said. When you're expecting something, you equip yourself with the necessary tools. When you're expecting a baby, you buy nappies, you buy milk, you buy everything that you will need when you deliver that baby.
Absolutely. Otherwise, you're going to be like those parents who drop the baby in the dustbin.
Because they were not ready for the baby.
They were not ready. You become like that person who has to give up the baby for adoption. You end up investing your whole entire life building someone else's dream because you never put yourself in a position where you could build yours.
Wow.
And you'll meet someone like Poloko who knows what they want. And we'll ask you to help us build our dreams.
True, obviously.
We'll ask you. So yeah, and I'm not saying that in certain seasons we don't contribute to other people, but I'm saying that you have to know what you want. You have to know what you want, otherwise that dream will just pass you by.
Yeah, true. I like what you just touched there. You must have necessary equipment, you have the right people. You must have the right people, and it goes back to midwives. When you're about to deliver, you, as I said, if now I were to give birth now, he will run. He's a motivational
No, you have the wrong person.
But I need a midwife.
Yep.
I need someone who will help me to give birth to my dream. Can you just share with us the ministry of me? Because some people are midwives. We need right people around us. Maybe some, they don't even know that they are midwives, or we don't know that they are our midwives. Let's go to the ministry of midwives right now.
So I believe that in different seasons of our lives, we get to be that midwife. Right? In different seasons of our lives. So there comes a point in my life when I need to be standing in the gap for someone else while they are in that labor room. And there comes a point when I need someone standing here with me when I go into that labor room. So you have to know who that person is, and you have to know what you need from them. Because the truth is this, and it's very unfortunate. We have different people in different seasons of our lives. Let me give you an example. So there's this guy called Eliud Kipchoge, my favorite marathon runner. He holds the world record for the marathon. He broke 2 hours. And I remember during that project where he had to break 2 hours, he ran it alone. He ran it alone. He was on a mission to break 2 hours. And all throughout this race, at different points in the race, he would have people hop in. We call them pacers, right? So every now and then a group of pacers would jump in with him, and they would just help him keep the pace. And then at some point, the pacers fall off and new pacers come in. And he just keeps on going again. And by the time he finished the race, there were some pacers that finished with him, but they were not the guys that started with him. Right? Because along the way, people come on, people go. People come on, people go. People come on, people go. And when he crossed the finish line, he had some pacers with him who didn't start with him. But these are the ones that he needed for the final stretch. He couldn't do the final stretch with the ones that he started with. And so I say this to say, in understanding the role of that midwife, of that person who is supporting and caring in transitioning you to being a parent from being a pregnant person. What happens is they have to be they're not always going to be somebody who you started with. It has to be someone who is equipped for it, right? And sometimes we can be very sentimental. We can be very, very sentimental, and I'll never leave him. He's been with me from the beginning, through thick and thin. And he doesn't have what it takes to go there with you. He doesn't have what it takes. Or she doesn't have what it takes to go there with me. And I'm holding on to the hand of someone who is incompetent, who is scared, who doesn't know how to take me there. So the role of a midwife is that support and the care. The support and the care. And in my life, I've realized that this is something that I've had to leave up to God, to say, God, you will send the right people when I need them. You know who those people are. You know who I need to be able to take me over the finish line, to take me there, to hold my hand, to support me, to care for me. They know what I should be doing. So most likely that midwife will have to be someone who knows better than you do about the birthing process. They have to know better than you do. If they are as clueless as you are, then you're in
What's the
trouble.
point?
You are in trouble. When you, on those days when you feel like your heart is giving out, you know, I don't need a friend who's going to tell me, hey man, I hear you, it's really tough. I don't need a friend who's going to tell me that. I don't need a friend who's going to say, I understand, man, it's okay for you to just cry sometimes. I need a friend who's going to say to me, you are closer than you've ever been in your life before. You need to push. This is what I want you to do now. This is where you need to go now. This is what you need to say now. You know, so it's that midwife is going to have to be competent enough to help you with the support you need and the care you need. So they'll have to know what it is that you need in that season.
Wow, I like that. Because a midwife, remember viewers at home, I did my research, even though I'm not a mother. I did my research. A midwife, he or she is the first person that tells you whether your baby is a boy or a girl. He or she knows everything.
Yeah.
She will tell you, okay, push now. Okay, we are about a few centimeters. We're almost there because they know what they're doing. So it has to be someone who knows.
Yep. And they see what no one else sees. Right? They see what other people don't see. You know, even when it comes to your dreams, you understand that there's always someone. And right now I have precisely, if I had to count, I would say 2 people. 2 people who really get it. And I'm even tempted to say 1, right? Who time and time again, he has said to me, I'm not sure what it is yet, but I know it's something special. And every now and then, I know that I can call them, I can depend on them, and he has given me the guarantee that I'm with you. I'm gonna help you go over that finish line. And, you know, I'm grateful for it. He sees what no one else can see. No one else can see it. Not even my family. I love my family. They don't see it. You know, they are cheering me on, and I don't doubt that they believe in me. Yeah. But they don't see it.
And
but there are people who see it. Yes, and they don't have to.
And they don't have
to. They really don't have to. It's your dream.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes people get really upset by that, but they don't have to.
Yeah, because sometimes I remember when I was there, I'm like, but they can't see anything. They can't see that I can do this, you know?
Yes, in the same way that I can't see their dreams. I can't see their vision. I don't understand them. You know, I have friends around me who say they want to do certain things. I don't understand it. I don't get why they would want to. But I allow them. I give them the freedom that I want as well. Because I want the freedom to dream as well. I also want the freedom to be able to say, this is what I want. So if I want that from them, they also have to get it from me. So it's the same. No one, it's a vision is on the inside.
Yeah, true.
It's
you are the only one who can see it.
Yep.
God showed it to you, and you are the only one who can see it. We can't see it. Yeah. Wow, unfortunately our time is up, so I'm just gonna give it to you to share our last message.
Oh man, that felt much shorter than I expected. That was so quick. that was so quick. You know, just on the same subject of pushing and that expectation, I wanna, because I don't think you can be redundant on this. I believe that it's very important for people to be able to put themselves in positions where they can be made aware of that thing that's on the inside. I'm thinking about, I'm being reminded of Mary, who when she was pregnant, she went to Elizabeth.
Yes.
Elizabeth was the first person that she went to, and she entered the door, and just as she greeted, Elizabeth had the child on the inside jump for joy because the child heard Mary. And there was no one better to take Mary through that season than Elizabeth. Yes. Elizabeth understood because Elizabeth also had a supernatural pregnancy. Yes. She also had a pregnancy that could not be explained, that could not be understood by other people. Mary was very young, Elizabeth was very old. Mary was a virgin, Elizabeth was not fertile. And speaking of this Elizabeth, and I want to finish off with this because I think it's so profound. Yes. When when the angel of God gave the message that Elizabeth would be pregnant and would give birth to John the Baptist, he first spoke to the husband, Zechariah. And after speaking to Zechariah, Zechariah began to question. And when Zechariah began to question, God shut his mouth. And throughout the entire pregnancy, Zechariah was mute. He could not speak. He could not say a word. And that was because the angel of God was very clear with him. Because you have not believed the word of the Lord. And you've got to be very careful with what you say. You've got to be very careful with what you say about your pregnancy, the questions that you ask. Because at some point, it's more useful for you to be quiet. When you don't understand it, it's more useful to be quiet and just stick to the process. To just be quiet and be faithful. And most people don't understand this, so it's to silence the voices around you as well, because it's not just your voice, it's also the voices around you. You get home and you say, I want to have this show, and this show is going to do this, and I want Esther to go this far and reach this many people, and someone around you says, but how are you going to do it? And you also say, Ish, but yeah, I also don't see how.
Yeah.
So you've got to guard that seed, protect the seed, make sure that you put barriers around that seed. It's your responsibility to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you now, and this is a great place to end. I'm a preacher, so I'm always finishing up. But this is a great place to end it, which is that just because there is a seed on the inside does not mean that it will be birthed. That's not what it means. Many babies have been aborted. Many babies they've been miscarriages. Many babies have been stillborns. It's all up to you. It is all up to you.
Seed.
Protect the seed on the inside. And if you don't protect the seed on the inside,
you might say it to the wrong people.
You will end up saying to yourself, it was never meant to be, and it was meant to be. It was meant to be, and you just neglected it. You abandoned it. So that is it from me, ma'am.
Wow. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
Before we let you go, tell us any upcoming events. Where can we see you if we want to see your programs? What's happening? Tell us.
So just go over to www.polokoglobal.com. Okay. Polokoglobal.com. We've got an event coming up next month, the 21st of October. We're going to be in Johannesburg. Nice. We have a seminar there. And then the following weekend, the 28th of October, we have a seminar in Durban. So we're going to be hosting a couple of those seminars in the last part of this year.
We're about?
We're going to be in 4 ways. We're going to be in 4 ways. So just go. Sorry?
When? In 4 ways?
21st of October. 21 October. So you need to be in the room.
I'll definitely come.
You need to be in the room. Tell the people now that as soon as you end here, you'll be getting 4 tickets for you and your friends.
I'm getting 5 tickets.
There we go.
5 tickets already.
There we go.
And then I'm gonna. How much? Oh, okay, before I say how much.
Tickets are 5,000.
Before I made some promises, can't keep. How much is it?
No, they're 300.
How much?
300.
300. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm gonna get 5 tickets. If you're around Joburg, I'm gonna give 2 tickets to our two viewers. Yeah,
yes.
Esther.
Yes.
We're gonna give those 2 tickets. I promise you guys. You know how to contact me now. You inbox or you send me a message or whatever. I'm gonna give away 2 tickets from the Esther show to go to the event.
Love it. Listen, other people don't do this for their viewers. We love it.
We are our viewers.
I love it.
Without our viewers, there is no Esther show. Yes. So I'm gonna be giving away 2 tickets.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, and thank you so much for having me. This has been an absolute
your
pleasure.
Social handles?
Social handles, Poloko Mmakgolane or @poloko.rtb. That's the handle. @poloko.rtb on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, across all socials. @poloko.rtb.
Wow. Thank you so much for coming again. Hope to see you.
Thank you very much.
You are Esther family now.
I am.
You are.
I told you the first time I met you that this is family now.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for coming.
No, thank you.
We appreciate the message that you shared with our viewers. It was very powerful. Much. So viewers at home, there you have it. Unfortunately, our time is up, so we have to say goodbye. But please keep pushing. That's what we're saying today. Push and push. And what he said, everyone has a seed that God gave us. So make sure that you water that seed so that it can grow. Activate it. Surround yourself with the right people. Surround yourself with people that will help you to give birth to your dreams. Because some people might kill your dream. Some people might kill your dream. Make sure that you are surrounded by the right people, your midwives. Because midwives, they know when are you going to give birth. They can tell you by doing certain things that, no, now she's about to give birth. So please make sure that you, and he said, protect your dream. Protect that dream. Because maybe sometimes we have a lot to say, and we're saying it to the wrong people, people that will help us miscarriage. So please, guys, please protect your dreams. And all I'm saying, keep pushing. Keep pushing. When your baby comes, you will rejoice. You will definitely rejoice. From me, Sbongile, Mbatha, enjoy your afternoon and goodbye.